Go. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry. I haven't used the Who's There live scene since my software updated, and it disconnected all my audio. Did it on my Twitch as well. Right. Hello, everyone. Am I peaking? That seems really loud. Am I peaking? I know people are going to wonder where Crispy is. I'll explain in a minute. Don't worry. He will be here. According to my end, I'm not peaking, but the audio levels look really high. Do I sound okay? Are we all right? I'm not peaking. Are we okay? Everything all right? Do I sound like if I talk really loud, it doesn't burn everyone's eardrums? We all right? We all okay? Yes? Yes? Someone tell me we're okay. We're fine. Okay, good, good, good. Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I've missed seeing you all live. Missed seeing everyone in the chat. How many people are watching right now? 103! We broke triple digits! That's mental. Well, it's going to be a big night, so for anyone who's new to the podcast, if you do enjoy this live stream, please do click that subscribe button. Crispy and I have set a kind of goal between ourselves, see if we can get to 2k subs by the end of the specials, which I honestly, considering how Power of the Doctor went, is not impossible, so it would be cool for you to be on board if you aren't already subscribed. Click the button. We're only a few hundred off. It would be very, very cool. But, ladies and gentlemen, for context, so people can know what is going on, I'm going to be sat with you chatting for, I think, about the next half an hour, because Crispy, unfortunately, is a little bit late. He was getting a train from Liverpool back to London today, and I think it was delayed by about 2 or 3 hours. I'm sure he'll explain when he joins. I've only had some sketchy messages from him just to basically say when he should be on, and he said he's going to be on around close to 10-ish, which means we're going to have about 30-ish minutes together where we're going to talk through the episode, and then he's going to join, and then we're going to do the episode. So basically, in my head, I figured either we delay it till 10, or I just go live when I thought anyway and just talk to you guys. And I thought we'd go live. I figured we may as well keep the time and just have a bit of a chat. So that's why we're going to do that. And while we're going to do that, I figured since some people might go, oh, what was he doing in Liverpool? Oh, what was he doing? Bam, that's what he was doing in Liverpool. Ladies and gentlemen, we earlier today recorded our very first ever in-person episode of the podcast. There's going to be some very cool things I'm going to be talking about with you all very soon. But that episode, let me tell you, and I don't say this lightly, one of, if not my favorite recording session we've ever done. And I can confirm right now, we did 2 recordings. We did a special episode on the Marvels because it had just come out. We're going to do that slightly differently with release. I'll explain why later. But the big thing is we did a big Doctor Who episode together. And it's your Christmas present. It's going to be episode 90, which will release 2 days before Christmas
Is
Day.
a machine that goes.
We've literally timetabled out what we're doing for the next few weeks. We have plans, hopefully, to bring some special guests on the week before. There's going to be some great stuff. The Marvel Supremacy, I agree, Laura. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for coming in here and speaking your truth. But yeah, so we've recorded a Christmas special, which has Crispy talking about his trip around the UK, some Comic-Con stuff, questions and quizzes, obviously. There's a lot of really, really good stuff in this episode. Someone dinged. You heard a ding? I didn't hear a ding. Did you hear a ding? You heard a ding? I didn't hear that. Oh, it's not monitoring. Where are the dings? Oh, I think they're behind the picture and I didn't hear it. Oh. You all heard a ding and I didn't. Oh, I'm heartbroken. But yes, so we recorded an episode together. Some very, very good stuff. So, I want to just talk very, very quickly about the Marvels plan. I may as well mention that really quickly right now since we got time. And then we're going to maybe have a look through Twitter, have a read through some thoughts, get your opinions, talk to you guys about the episode because I'm very excited to chat to you all about the Star Beasts, what we're going to be talking about all of today. It's going to be very, very exciting. But the plan with the Marvels episode, basically Crispy and I decided, I'll give Crispy credit here because he was the one who said it and he made a fair point. We didn't want the first in-person thing we did going out on this channel to not be Doctor Who themed. I mean, you know, we've done 85 episodes of the Doctor Who podcast together. Why would the first thing in person be a Marvel special? That doesn't seem fit. So what we're going to do, because we don't want to release, we want to release our actual live in-person Doctor Who episode around Christmas. We want to obviously release the Marvels after that. Now, the Marvels, unfortunately, as much as I love the film and I think it's really good, it has not been doing very well at the box office, and it's probably going to be coming out of the cinemas in the next couple of weeks. So I came up with the idea that we release the special episode when it comes out on Disney+. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to guess it'll be sometime in January, February. But we're going to release it then so that there's a bit more interest in it at that point rather than releasing it like end of December, start of January when it's not on Disney+. It is now to watch like at home and it also isn't in the cinemas. That'd be the worst point to put that out. So we're going to wait till it comes out on Disney+. However, as an apology for those of you on Patreon who aren't getting a watch-along this month and aren't getting a hotline, I know we said you're going to get them in December, whatever, but as an apology to you guys, if you would like to, what we're going to do is put the Marvels episode out on Patreon as soon as we can get it out the door. So that way it's not the first thing you see on YouTube, but if the patrons want to see it, you can. And we will make it available to every tier of patron. There won't be any kind of price gating here. So if you do, well, beyond obviously being on Patreon, but if you do want to support us on Patreon, you can catch the Marvels episode there. But with it not being a Doctor Who episode, I thought it would be okay to put it on there. So that was a combined effort for the both of us. I suggested the Disney Plus thing. I want to take credit for that. I thought that was a good idea. But yeah, so that's a separate thing. That's not the main thing. The main big Doctor Who episode we did together will be coming out Saturday the 23rd of December. That is the date, right? That is the date. I need to check that. Yes, Saturday the 23rd of December. We haven't fully nailed down our plan yet for the Christmas special that comes out on December 25th. There will be a live stream. I'm not sure how much of is going to have Crispy. We'll work it out. There's going to be a lot of things working out there. But there will be a live stream for all these specials, whatever happens. Don't worry, we're going to make sure of that. Right, I think that's all the managerial stuff covered, because I wanted to get that out of the way so everyone knew what was going on. So while we're waiting for Crispy to join us, we're going to have a bit of a chat. So if you guys have got questions, anything like that, I will answer as many as I can while I sit here and drink some cordial out of my Marvels cup, which I got from the cinema. I'm not going to lie, I have two of them because I really like this and I keep drinking all my drinks out of it. It's so cool. So, throw some opening questions to me, chat. I think maybe we'll look through some Twitter in a minute, and as soon as Crispy gets in, we will chat, probably for the episode. Have I seen the Next Time trailer? I have. Now, I think, I would assume I could put that on screen. No? I could put that on the stream. That's not copyrighted. The actual episode would be, but surely the trailer would be alright. What do you think? I want to watch it as well. I can tell there's a lot of musical references in it. Well, there's actually a musical section in the film. So, yeah, there's a bit of musical bits in there. Thoughts on the new Sonic features? I like it. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. They got the special edition Sonic back in stock and character, so I did buy one more. I wanted it in the case, so I've got it as a collector's item now. So there you go. And honestly, I was lucky to do it because characters have not done a great job of running the sale of that Sonic. So it's. I feel like a finale, not an opening. Ooh, interesting. The bingo cards are rather big. We're gonna look at the bingo card in the episode. We will make sure we look at the bingo card. Don't worry. Did Crispy manage to get one? He didn't, but I did offer him one in Liverpool, and he said he wasn't that bothered. He's not much of a Sonic collector the way I am. So I did offer to get him one, but he said it was fine. So he had the opportunity. I would have given him a Sonic if he asked for it, but he didn't. So I think the special was a bit weird, as Unleashed showed it was filmed to let scenes breathe. Hot take. I'm gonna lead with a hot take here, folks. Have you all seen the behind the scenes that got put on Doctor Who's official YouTube channel? Came out about an hour ago, and it's separate to Doctor Who Unleashed. It's a 15-minute thing that's separate to Unleashed. I kind of liked that more than how Unleashed was done. Is that a hot take? I don't know. I liked that, the way it was done more. Stefan's lovely, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that it's sometimes better if it just goes straight into all the behind the scenes stuff without having a host there. At least for some of it. I don't know. That's just my personal thoughts. But I like both of them. I do like both of them. Oh, Edward with the £5. Thank you very much. Doctor Who is back. What do you think of the new TARDIS interior? It's honestly my new favourite. Oh. A base, the white TARDIS, it's very, like, kind of, not bland is not the right word, but it's very one colour, very monotonous. It's very kind of average. But the thing that I love is that you're going to get all the different colours. It's going to change colour all the time. That's what's going to make it really, really cool. You should need to watch the episode. Tony, you've not watched it yet? Bro, go and watch it. I'm not spoiling this for you here, man. It's absolutely phenomenal. At first thoughts, I would give it an 8 or a 9 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it 10 is because I'm still getting back into the flow of things with new Doctor Who, and we have 2 episodes to go, which I think are more likely to take that score. So I'm being apprehensive in giving it an 8 or a 9 out of 10 right now. I don't have any real distinctive downsides to it. Some people have some plot holes or critiques they've got, which of course they have, but I personally, I know I sound petty here, but I cannot wait for the trans comments and the non-binary things to annoy a certain subsect of the Doctor Who fandom. I know this. Because I thought that Russell did that stuff brilliantly. What? The dude is an absolutely masterful writer. What? There you go, I had to let that play.
Doctor Who is back. Oh. What do you think of the new TARDIS interior? It's honestly my new favorite.
There we go. Actually, I should put something on screen that just says Crispy will be with us, because for anyone who joins, they'll be like, where's the Australian? Where's the Australian? For the record, I have got Riverside open on my other monitor, so the second Crispy joins, I will know about it. I've sent him the link and just gone join as soon as you're ready. So he will come eventually. Crispy is running late, but will be here soon. There we go. Let's just shrink that down and pop that on the stream layout here. Okay. Alright, so should we have a little look at the next time trailer first, folks? In fact, I might want to copy that over to the reaction screen. Let's go. How does this work? Can I just do this? Yes, I can. It says emergency broadcast. I got rid of it on the other screen because emergency broadcast is so cringy. Like, I did it when it was like, oh, there's some hot news, and now it's just like, it feels very cringe. Let me change it. There we go. Get rid of that. Okay, I just need to fix the chat because the chat is not working. Don't worry, folks. I will fix it. I am nothing if not a magician. Okay, the magician's apprentice, you might say. Who's their chat? Boom. Right, that should be working. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. Get him on whilst on the train for lols. No, he is. He's back. He's actually watching the episode right now. That's the thing. He's back and he's watching it. I just don't know what time he started watching. Oh, he texted me at 9:06 saying watching now. Oh, so if he's only just started watching at that point, that means we're going to have another 50 minutes together, folks. So, I hope you guys like me. I hope I'm a tolerable half of the podcast. I hope you guys don't mind. Right, let me get this up for you all. Now, I don't remember how the capture is working on this screen. So, we'll see. Oh, they've uploaded the new title sequence. Can we put the title sequence on stream? Can we do that? I really want to. Are we allowed? Would they cut my legs off if I put this on? I don't know. I don't know if BBC will go, you can't do this. I don't know if BBC are being BB mean. They might be. Oh, there we go. I need to zoom out a bit for some reason. 110% is what fits that. Well, no, I want it on 125. Let me fix this. I am a silly goose. You only live once, Troy. Go on. Yes, but the podcast has to persevere, Ella. It has to persevere. It is important. The podcast with a plan. Okay. Let's just make sure it's running to the aspect ratio correctly. Yes, it is. Stretch it out to fill the screen. And Bob is your uncle. Good to go. Is that filling it correctly? Yeah, it is. It is. I think it could do it cropping a tiny bit more. Sorry, I'm just being a perfectionist here. Don't mind me. A little bit bigger. A little bit more across. And job done. Okay. Let's put the music down really quietly and just have a little look at it. Really quiet. I absolutely love this intro. This is so cool. Like, this is just... It's shorter, I will say that much. Like, it's a short title sequence compared to, like, the rest of them. But I really dig it. I think it's really cool. I saw some people online saying they didn't like this was just a 2D, like, PNG they throw up on the screen, and I do have to kind of agree with it. I think they could have done something a bit more creative with making that show up. Maybe a more 3D thing, or have the letters flying or something. They could have done that. That would have made it slightly better, but that is a nitpick. At least to me, it's a nitpick. It doesn't bother me that much. I think what's just strange, like I said, it's very short. Because normally when the theme's like do, that's just when Doctor Who comes up. Then after that they show the episode title. Whereas here that's playing that as the title comes up and then bam, it's gone. So it's very quick. It's very quick. But I still really like it. I still really like it. I really like it. Okay, let's go onto Doctor Who's channel and see. Because I'm subscribed to some actual official Doctor Who channels, some unofficial ones to make sure we cover everything. Shooty in Avenging Space and Time. We've got to talk about that later. Oh, okay. Let's have a very brief look at this. I know this I can play on full volume. It won't matter. So, if you haven't seen, it's not 36 seconds, because remember, about 20 seconds is David saying subscribe. So, here's a very brief 15-ish second stinger for Wild Blue Yonder. More footage of this episode than I think we've seen the whole promotional era. Actually, then again, we go and kick its arse. That's from this episode, I'm guessing, so we've seen a bit. But here we go. Here is the stinger for episode 2, Wild Blue Yonder.
Hello?
Where are we?
Oh, life signs. What are they?
Ooh. And on top of that, there was also this that was shown at the end of Doctor Who Unleashed, which was another mini clip. So I'll show you that as well while we're here.
In the next episode of Doctor Who.
Don't know why there's a klaxon, but...
If we move one up...
Oh, is that stuff dangerous?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, why are you licking it?
No.
I think it might actually be a bit dangerous. I think it might be a bit dangerous, folks. I don't know. I think it might be a bit dangerous. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I don't think there's anything else we can look at here. No. I don't want to risk anything. Let's look at just some bits of the TARDIS. Maybe play it without audio. That could be cool. Because look at this bad boy. Look at the... I don't know what's going on with the cropping here. That should be full screen. You can see the aspect ratio is funny on this. But, I mean, biggest TARDIS set for one thing. I forgot I actually could have watched it on BBC iPlayer. You could have done, yeah, if you had a VPN. Did you forget that, Tony, you silly goose? You silly, silly goose. But yeah, I love the way he just runs around. He literally said in Doctor Unleashed, he's running around like a rat up a drain pipe. Look at him. He's like, I'm going for a jog. I'm going for a nice little sprint running around my TARDIS. I mean, you would if you had a set like that. You got to remember, when David Tennant was the Doctor, he didn't have a full 360-degree TARDIS set. Like, the Coral TARDIS was, like, maybe 2/3 at most, and then it was open on the outside for people to film, for crews to get in, and for everyone to watch. The first fully done TARDIS in Modern Who was Matt Smith's. And I think since then they've all been full 360-degree builds. I think, yeah, they have been. Because Matt's first TARDIS was... There was a wall that they didn't show you as much, but I think that was still fully built. And it's still 2/3. I'm not so sure from the way they're running around it. Are you sure about that? Because I know that leaked picture came out. I thought it was through one of the doorways. I'm pretty sure it is a full round... I mean, you look and it's literally... He's going around a full set. And at one point or another, you see right the way around. Unleashed showed that it's 2/3. Did it? I didn't see that in Unleashed. I didn't take that on board. Oh, well. That's a shame, then. That's a bit of a shame. Well, looks like it smells of lemons. It's literally, like, bleach white. What do you mean it smells of lemons, Ella? What do you mean? Wasn't the fan of a Doctor being put down for thinking like a male-presenting person. That bit I didn't like. I love the other parts of this episode. I personally did not see it as him being put down. More as just a bit more of a nod to the Doctor being a woman before him. Because that was the big worry, right? Was that, oh, it'd be David Tennant again, and then, oh, we pretend as though the woman Doctor never happened. No, embrace it. And there were a few references to her in this, and I think that was fab. I really, really liked that. So, I personally didn't see it as that. Obviously, it's down to how you interpret it, but I personally didn't. Hope for Ruby, but I'd love if it turns out she's not actually human and she's actually on a star or something. A star or something like the film Stardust. I don't know about that. Probably human. Probably. I don't know. Yasmin's hair in Unleashed is a sleigh. Hair goals for real. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yasmin's hair is pretty... Oh, you mean when she has it down, like straight down hair? Yeah, it looks really good. Does she have head tattoos, by the way? My mum pointed that out, and I was wondering that too. Like, she has markings on her head. I don't actually know what they are. They might have just been henna or something, but like I was just wondering, does anyone actually know? Purely out of interest. Right, yeah, Jane, I see you there. I am wondering what the Bernard situation is with Bernard Cribbins, because... They happily showed on a behind-the-scenes thing that he was at the script read, talking about how amazing it was that he was there. I am suspicious that maybe he was going to be... That was just her hair. Oh, like it was done onto her... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Ooh. We know that they filmed a scene where he was in the wheelchair, and it was in Camden where the end of that first episode was, that time of day. Maybe that got cut or changed around. I'm not too sure. But I highly doubt that we're not going to see him at all. They know he filmed some stuff. They said they didn't get to film everything they wanted, but I would hope to see him show up at the end of episode 2, as someone said on Twitter, or mainly episode 3. Even if it's only brief, it might only be a really brief cameo now because they didn't get to finish what they wanted with Bernard. So they want something that's kind of like unimpeachable and something that doesn't, create any plot holes or isn't finished off like an unpaid thing. We don't want... Finn not telling Rey what he wants to tell her in Rise of Skywalker, we want to make sure we got a complete thing, whatever it is. So whether it ends up just being a cameo or whatever, I'm sure it'll look good. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm happy with that, personally. Right, I am wondering, let's go back to this scene. I am wondering if I can get some kind of Twitter capture going on my computer to look through, like, the hashtags and see what people are saying about the episode. That's what I want to do, really. I'm wondering how I do that, though. I mean, my actual Twitter window, there's nothing that you can, like, untoward you would see. It's not like I follow dodgy accounts or there's any personal information. So I assume I could just go straight up for a full-on screen capture, presumably, right? Do we have a screen capture scene on here? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. We'll soon fix that. We'll soon fix that. Right, okay. Give me just a second, folks. I may disappear audio, video for a second. I'm going to make a new scene in OBS, and we're going to construct a Twitter one together just to look through for a little bit while we're talking. I'll put some music on as well in the background in a minute. But yeah, just give me 1 second. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. You should be able to hear me at the very least. So, now I want to get a screen capture up. I want a window capture. I'm going to call it Twitter. Maybe we want it to be... Yep, there we go. Twitter window. Boom. Okay. I wonder if I could put... Oh, I wonder where my camera layout is from my streams, because that would be really handy right about now. Let's get the chat copied over, because I want you guys to be on the screen, obviously. I mean, come on. Right, so let's have you guys there. Okay. Put you like that on the side. Coolio, coolio, coolio. Look at that. Alright, and then if I can just find my border, I can paint it blue and we'll be good to go. We're running quick here, folks, because you can't go for too long without having my face on the screen. Come on. Ooh, where is that border? I don't actually know. That's awkward. Problem is I can't change scenes because if I do that, I think it'll break the stream. So I can't. I change layout. Sorry, I don't think I'm able to do that. Oh, Troy, why can't you organize your windows a bit better? Oh, you idiot. Did I call it 2023? Maybe. Oh, I just wanted a cool little like border, man. Why am I such a dummy dum-dum? I'm a dummy dum-dum, folks. It's not nice. It's not good. I don't know where it is. Oh, I found it. Oh, I'm the best. There we go. Sorry, that got really egotistical for a second. Okay, cool. Now we put that back in. Stretch that over there. Flip it. Transform. Flip vertical. No. Flip horizontal. Flip horizontal. There we go. And then put my camera in. We get there eventually, folks. We get there eventually. Boom. Cool. Cool. Just fit me in here. And we're good to go. If I'd have thought ahead, I would have made this scene a bit earlier. But, you know, I'm a little bit of a silly goose, as they say. And I didn't think it through. Sorry. Boom. There we go. Now I am in there. Nice and perfect. Cool. Alright, there we go. Now all I need to do is make this blue. And we're done. You just watched me do tech things for 2 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope that was prime entertainment for you all. Color correction. Okay, we want to change the hue. We want it to be blue. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. So, let's have a little look and see what people are putting on Twitter about the episode. Best thought. Oh, right, yeah. Sylvia showing up, like saying you and then storming down the corridor. Yeah. And then just storming down the corridor was absolutely hilarious. Talking to him. What's this?
It's gorgeous!
That is going to be a Twitter reaction. That's going to be a Twitter reaction right there. Just them, like, being giddy and leaping. Just that bit. That's great. I'm going to put that as a sticker or something in the Discord server, I bet you. Whole clip of the TARDIS reveal. We don't want to watch a full-ass clip because that will get us copyrighted. Does that ever drive you crazy just how fast the night? Oh my god, yeah. David Tennant, Catherine Tate. Yep. Like now. I'm going to say something. I want to see how many people agree with me. Okay. I am so excited for Shooty. I literally cannot wait for that guy to take over. I think he's going to ace it. Just that wink to William Hartnell sold me right off the bat. However, now I've seen David and Catherine properly in this for an episode, I really wish there was more than 3 episodes. I honestly kind of wish that there was just a season with 14. And I know that sounds so selfish. I know it's like, you know, it's an old Doctor coming back. But just seeing these two in their prime and knowing they're only going to be there for 3 episodes, I'm like, oh, could you not have done 8 episodes with them? Could you not have done that and then gone to Shooty? Because now I'm just like, I just want more. I just want more of David. Like, I want to have both worlds. And I feel like we're going to get used to him being back and all of a sudden, boom, Shooty. I do think Shooty is, like, more than any other Doctor, is going to hit the ground running. I just have a funny feeling about him and his charisma. I don't think he'll, personally, I mean, maybe he'll prove us wrong, but I don't think he'll be a Peter Capaldi or a David Tennant in the sense that he'll bed in and get stronger as his tenure goes on. I think he'll be more like Matt, where he hits the ground running and just, like, bam, 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 he's just there. So, like, I don't have any problem with, like, the transition between David and Shooty. I think it'll be brilliant. But just seeing them together again now, man, I'm like, oh, do we have to only have 2 more episodes? Really? Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Yeah, I keep seeing this comparison. I mean, I thought we were suddenly in, like, didn't David Tennant do, like, a lawyer drama not long after he left Doctor Who the first time around? Was it, like, called that wasn't The Accused. It was, like, the Escape Artist. That was it, right? That was it. And I was like, oh, maybe he's just recreating that. Let's put the media source back in, actually, by the way. Is it that? There we go. Just Bill's theme in the background, quietly. The TARDIS was epic. This is how you do Doctor Who. David Tennant is and forever will be the Doctor, and RTD is forever the executive producer, and everyone else before them was... Right, let's make a rule here, folks. Let's make a rule here. And it's something that I run by on Twitter. You don't have to belittle something else to hype something else up. You can say that it was better than Jodie's run if you feel that you're valid in thinking so. I have nothing wrong with that. But if you have to say something else was bad in order to say something else was good, maybe personally I would say maybe think about rephrasing it. Because I won't lie to you, I was watching the episode and being like, wow, this is stronger than a lot of the Jodie material. And I felt that right the way through. But I didn't sit there thinking, God, Jodie's rubbish compared to this. I'm like, no, I like Jodie's because it's unique. It's again, it's going to be, I think, over time, Jodie's era will get more love in the sense that, you know, it's the only area with the cinematography the way it has, the way it was filmed, directed, the vibe of the music, the fact that it had a unique showrunner, a unique composer, a unique Doctor, unique companions. Everything was encased within that era, and there aren't really many areas of Doctor you can say that about, if any. And I think for that reason, it will be a bit more of an isolated thing, but I think in a way that will come to its aid later on, because I think people will then appreciate it more as this kind of like, it'll be the underrated thing, it'll be the cult classic, I think. I don't think it will be for a bit yet. I think some people will have to get the head out of their backside still before we get to that point. But, like, you know, I've said I don't like when people constantly moan and go, the writing for Jodie's era was bad. I'm like, yeah, the writing was not as strong in a lot of points, but it's such a cheap shot to take. I think it's better to hype something up on its positives a lot of the time, personally. So, yeah, I just think, yeah, it's important to remember that. And it's nothing against you, Jamies. You probably meant nothing by it. Because, I mean, you said everything before it was rubbish, but let's face it, that was Russell T Davies before it, so I wasn't really looking too deeply into his statement, but I just thought it was important to say that for the people listening. And also, for the record, for anyone who is watching, I'm sure Crispy will echo this sentiment. We haven't had any in the chat as far as I've seen yet, but if there's anyone who tries to come in here and try and give any rubbish about the trans discussions and all of that, I don't want anyone coming in here trying to drop transphobia. You do that, you will be banned immediately. I'm all for free speech, but not when your free speech is literally just being a prick to people. Because to me, what I saw watching that, and I read, and someone I follow on Twitter said something right after the episode, and I thought it was beautiful. Someone that I follow on Twitter, who I'm actually thinking is trans from the way she talked about it. Didn't realize she was, to be honest with you. But she tweeted it. I retweeted her thing, so you can see it in my timeline. She said that watching the way Donna and Rose talked in that episode was a real parallel to her and her mum in this girl's mum and her mum. And her mum saying, you know, I feel about you the way Donna feels about Rose. Like, I'm just here for you. And to me, and it kind of links, I was trying to think about a way to explain it in my head, the way that Russell did in Doctor Who Unleashed. I think the best way to normalize something and to show people that it's okay, you know, even if it's confusing. And I love that Sylvia had that moment where she said, I get clumsy, because it is so natural to do that if you're not used to these things. You know, there was a time years ago where I didn't understand what being non-binary meant, and I was very dismissive of it. Like, everyone has to learn these things and open yourself up to it. I think that's beautiful. But Russell made a point saying that if you normalize it, the best way to do it is by putting it in a program that children are going to watch. They'll be just be showing it. It won't be shoved in their face, but it'll be a discussion they'll hear while they're watching a sci-fi show and go, huh, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You know, you can just be nice to people. You can just accept it, and it's just another facet of life. And I think that kind of writing is so beautifully done. And I think it was just so well written, and the message it's going to put across. I'm so happy about how many people are going to feel seen by it. I really am. It fills me with joy. It really does. Like, it makes me so happy. Like, I don't personally know tons of people in the trans community. I have a couple of friends who are trans. So I don't have tons of experience with it, per se. But I just like seeing people talk about it, because then I find out more, I get to see more experiences. And also, Yasfini talked about how it was a mirror between her actual life. How she experienced bullying like that. And I really like... Like, to me, there are different ways you could handle it. And certain, like, and you know, people are going to make the comparison, oh, Chibnall would have been more ham-fisted, whatever. Chibnall's writing definitely was more on the nose, I will say that much. But I think what was good about how Russell wrote it, without, as I said, without putting anything down or how anyone else would have done it, there are different ways you could have handled the dead naming scene, so the kids on the bike going past and saying Jason, right, was Rose's old name, a dead name. Shouting Jason. There are other ways you could have done that I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't have this moment where they shoved, for example, in my head I was thinking, how could they have made it worse? Which is a weird way to think about it, but they could have taken Rose and, like, you know, pushed her against a wall in an alleyway and gone, you're not Rose, you'll never be Rose, your name is Jason, you are a boy, blah, blah, blah. They could have been really ham-fisted with it, but I think it wasn't even necessarily subtle, but in just having them go past on the bikes and shout Jason and see the response from Donna and Rose, you immediately go, what's that about? If you don't understand it, you don't know about dead naming as a concept or what's going on, it's enough to make you ask the question, and I think that's what's important. And that's why, with Praxius in particular, with Jodie's era, I loved, because I had this moment when 13 makes the comment saying there's microplastics in everybody. I turned to my mum and I went, is that true? Like, I think it's much better when you have someone engage their brain, ask questions, and want to know more. You don't give them everything, but you give them enough to form, like, a bit of an understanding and to then want to know more. I think that's the best way to do it. And that's why I really like how that was done. I like Rose just saying that she feels different to Meep and having that kind of one-to-one moment. You know, like Russell, nobody's perfect. I know I still don't know how I feel about Russell not putting David in Jodie's clothing. I get him wanting to, you know, make sure the drag wasn't a mockery in the newspapers, but sometimes I do still wonder if he should have just gone, you know what, screw it, let's do it. So nobody's perfect, but I think really, if you're talking about writers that can handle topics like this and handle them well, Russell is right there. He's cream of the crop. He's cherry on top. I really think he's absolutely nailed it. I really do. So, kind of went off into a world there about that, but I really want to talk about that because coming out of it, I was like the whole message of being yourself and being who, like, how you feel as a person, and the idea that, you know, no matter who you are, how you feel, like, that you're you and you're welcome. I think it's beautiful. Oh my god, TV's owner in the chat. Hot damn. Hello. Look at you. So not only do TV's own follow me on Twitter, they also are in our podcast chat. That's insane. If you don't know, TV Zone is literally like the TV news Twitter article site that posts all about Doctor Who stuff, to the point where when they hype something up and it's not Doctor Who, they have to say it because they know their audience, which I find hilarious. Oh, it's lovely to see you guys in here. I hope you're doing well. That's awesome. But yeah, so that was brilliant. I really liked how that was all handled, and I wanted to make sure that I talked about that a bit because that was something that was really beautifully done, in my opinion. I've not really read much of the chat. Let me catch up. I'm really glad Doctor Who Unleashed spotlighted the creators of the comic the special was based on. Yeah, that was lovely. And also seeing David interact with them and being like, can I get your autograph and all that. Like, David is just a fan at the end of the day. That's what's so beautiful about it. David is just he's just a Doctor Who fan that managed to get the dream job he wanted when he was a kid. And I think that's just so beautiful. I really do. I really do. I get it, Todd, but I just think having both is the most fair option instead of changing the established history of 48-year-old character. Wait, what are we talking about here? Have I missed some kind of debate? The idea of bitter, evil, disabled trope didn't bother me, but I like this change. Oh, are we talking about Davros? Because we haven't talked about that. Oh, TMB, the Whisker era is going to be forgotten about. It's not her fault she was good. Right, it's not. That's all I will say on that without opening a can of worms. The Whisker era is not going to be forgotten. It wasn't for everyone, and that's perfectly valid. It was differently done, and some people don't like it. But the amount of people who were brought into Doctor Who via her era, the amount of people who saw themselves in Doctor Who more than they ever had before, that whole era is going to be special to a lot of people. And it doesn't matter if it isn't 11 million like Voyage of the Damned or something. I think it's a beautiful thing. It won't be for everyone, but that's Doctor Who, right? Change an important part of the show, and you will naturally like things more than others. But never when you feel like that should you be defeatist or erasive of any era. You can sit there and say, do you know what? I tried this era, I didn't like it. That's fine. That's fine. But remember that for some people it did, and that's what matters the most about this show. It's what's so beautiful about it. I was one of those people, the Jodie era. Exactly, Time Lady, exactly. I love Stefan's work bit where he tries to do the different jobs that make the show. Yeah, that was really interesting, and hearing about how the boom operates is you practice by holding 2 cans of beans above your head while you're just like watching a show. Because yeah, holding the boom for that long has got to be rough. It's got to be rough. The clothing switch was partially because they didn't want people to be making fun. Yeah, no, Russell said that he was worried about people picking up and being like, oh look, David in drag, and like using it as like a negative, spinning it as a negative headline, which like I said, I get. I think the problem is it's slightly undermined by Sacha Dhawan doing the exact same thing in that episode. I think if he hadn't done that, I think his argument would hold more weight. But I think once that episode actually has Sacha in there doing the same thing, you're like, And I mean, hell, I've worn Jodie's outfit. It didn't feel like drag to me. It just felt like I was wearing the Doctor's clothes. And, you know, Jodie made a point out of saying they made 13's outfit to be as androgynous as possible, which I think was nice. Unlike that one tweet from, if anyone remembers that one tweet, what we could have had, and it was the very feminine 13 outfit, and it was just, oh god, oh, that was a dark time on Twitter. It was a dark time. I feel Jodie's outfit wasn't traditionally feminine, so I wouldn't have seen it as drag. Yeah, exactly, that's the thing, right? I don't think it was particularly drag, but whatever. We all have our opinions, right? We all have our opinions. I find it more strange the Doctor assumed the gender to begin with. Oh, do you know what? I remember I leant over to my mum and said this as well. When Rose said about assuming that Beep was a he, I was like, that's gonna annoy a subsect of Doctor Who Twitter, and I cannot wait for the flames. I know that sounds really like anarchy, but some people get so annoyed over the most pointless things. Like, the world is evolving and people are being more understanding and accepting of how people identify. And at the end of the day, it's a thing I've always said. If it doesn't change your life, what the hell does it matter? You know? What does it matter? I don't think someone should identify as a they. Okay, you don't think it. They want to do it, leave them be. You know? But because someone all said in that program, like if I look up a certain couple of Twitter users, I just know it's going to be, it was a pointless line. It wasn't at all DW Boy. Think about it. The person who called him out was someone who has had very personal experience with changing pronouns and no doubt getting bullying for it. Again, remember, not everything was put in your face. That's why I like this writing, because you understand that Rose's experience of people calling her a dead name, but you don't get loads of confusion over the primaries and all the primaries, the pronouns and all that. You don't get all of it, but you can, like, if you think about it a little bit and analyze it a little bit, it's quite interesting. And the thing was, I didn't take it as Rose scolding him, more just being like, you know, just be a little bit more aware. Which is all you can ask for, I think. And especially, yeah, as Sarah's saying, yeah, the Doctor's been both. So it's a good point to remind the Doctor, especially now, after being a man for so long and then switching to a woman and then back again, you know? I have a trans friend who doesn't actually have issues with transgender assumptions. She understands people make mistakes. Yeah, exactly. People do make mistakes, TMB. I've done it myself. I know loads of people who've done it. I think the thing is you just try. It's like I said, Sylvia's whole thing saying to Donna, saying I get clumsy because she said he at one point by accident. That's the thing. And I think also it's important to remember, because some people are very, I mean, this isn't for everybody, don't get me wrong, this is not a sweeping statement, don't take it as a sweeping statement, but some people are very, the younger generation can be a bit unforgiving sometimes of older generations, because they will make these mistakes and they're taken out of context in a clip, or them saying something like, oh, my grandfather said this or whatever. You got to remember that these people are brought up in generations where this wasn't a thing, but it wasn't a talked about thing. You know, people say, oh, you know, trans people haven't been a thing for like beyond 20 years. They have. You weren't aware of them. They weren't being talked about. But if you're brought up, if you imagine, think about how old you are right now. And by the way, this is not me defending anything. This is me giving some context here, just something to think about. If you imagine how old you are right now, like I'm 24 years old, and I think about how much experience I've gathered in those 24 years, and how even over the last couple of years, the way my brain's changed. Imagine being double that age, or if you're like 15, triple, quadruple that age, and you've had all this time growing up in one thing and knowing every society in a certain way. If someone starts to tell you that things are very different, at that point you might be like, this is a bit too much for me. I think unfortunately sometimes that then comes out in the wrong way and people say some things that are not very open and trying. But you gotta remember that for some of them, it's just something they don't understand, you know? And you have to like sit down and have that conversation. If they don't understand it all at first, that's fine. A lot of this is very new, you know? And I think having it in Doctor Who like this, I'm really, really intrigued as to how the conversation is going to evolve after this. I am so fascinated. I really, really, really am. I think the thing with me is I'm more acutely aware of it because in my own personal, like my Red Archer Live community, in my Discord, if I actually did the stats, I'd honestly wouldn't be surprised if like 50% of my community were LGBT, maybe more. There were a lot of trans users in my server, there's a lot of LGBT folks. So I feel like I'm more acutely aware of like the conversations that they have, and it makes me more invested in like that whole thing. Thing is a very reductive word, but you know what I mean. I'm more acutely aware of it. Like on my moderator team, 3 of them are trans. You know what I mean? Like yeah, I'm like I have a few friends who are trans, but I also interact with them in a more kind of widespread way, and I'm really excited to see how the conversation hopefully changes for the better as a result of this. I'm fascinated. I'm really fascinated. Anyway, yeah, that was a whole long chat about all that, but I hope you find it interesting. I do. While we're a little bit into the stream, Crispy will hopefully be here soon, as I've said. But if you are enjoying the stream and you haven't yet clicked subscribe on Who's There Doctor Who podcast, please do. We do an episode for Doctor Who every single week, occasionally special episodes on things that aren't Doctor Who, and also very soon Crispy has recorded some bonus little bits on his UK trip that will go on this channel at some point. So lots of cool content coming out, so please make sure that you do click that sub button. I have not checked actually what sub count we're at. Let's have a little look, shall we? Last time I checked we were about 1770, I think. Let's see where we're at now. 1,780. Okay, so if you haven't yet subscribed, can you click the button? Because I want to see if tonight we can get past 1,800. That's the goal. 20 subs. I think we can do that. I think we can do that. So if you're enjoying the stream, drop a subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I miss 13 so much. Same, Ella. I do as well. Jodie was phenomenal. I just do hope she comes back. There you go, 1781. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Could not help watching the episode and finding moments where I was like, this is going to annoy... That's what I was saying, Samuel. Yeah, there were moments where I was like, oh, that's going to annoy people. But the thing is, the people who it's going to annoy are that small subsect of people who, no matter what you say, are never going to change. If you're a middle-aged, bald man who will see a pronoun option in a video game that takes 2 seconds to answer and then proceed to do a 3-minute screaming rant about it, there's no hope. There's no point in even saying to somebody that like it's worth challenging that opinion. Unfortunately, they're just going to be like that forever. I don't really see any way of them changing. I just don't. And people like that will just get annoyed. Simple as. But for the people who, you know, maybe have the wrong opinion and it'll change over time, like I said this a bit earlier, like when I was first introduced to the concept of someone being non-binary, I was very dismissive of it. And I remember being like that with friends, and I looking back, I hate that. But again, I was like getting used to the idea of how it worked. To me, the thing I remember as my own personal memory is a bit of like an anecdote. I remember the first person to explain non-binary to me. I'm no longer friends with them, that's a whole other story. But the way they began to explain it was by saying that the gender was a social construct. And to me, my brain went, what? No, it's not. You're talking rubbish. Shut up. I don't care. Because I didn't have a clue. I didn't get it. And at the time, I was very reductive. But over time, I then met other people who were non-binary or new people who were non-binary. And then I understood. Sometimes these things do take time, you know? I think it's important to remember that. And if you're someone watching right now who's seen this episode and you're now new to the conversation and you want to know more, good. That's the whole point. That's what matters. That is what matters. I'm a balding 51-year-old. Okay, but did you play a video game on stream and then scream for 3 minutes about pronouns? No? Then you're all good. If you know what I'm talking about, then you get it, right? You know what that clip is. And how blooming stupid it was. Oh, God. Oh, it was rough. It was rough. But all that to say, yeah, for people who are more middle-aged, not directing at you a Time Lord, but you know what I mean. Like, for people who are more middle-aged, like, give them a chance to get used to these things. Like, the older someone is, the more time they've spent building up the way that society works, and things will always change and evolve. And I do think now more than ever, the way that society is evolving is very, very, it's a 180 in some ways to people. It's a 180. And so that can take time to get your head around, you know? Worth keeping in mind. That's all I would say. They're playing Doctor in Distress and Secret and Scandals. Yeah, there's like a Channel 5 documentary. I'm going to watch that later. That apparently like explores some like the kind of darker points in Doctor or something. I'm fascinated by that. Oh, I didn't say, look chat. Look what I got. Done a t-shirt. I have a shooty one as well. I haven't got out of the packet for a future episode, but yeah, I thought I'd dress for the occasion for this. As a person who call, I have to be very forgiving to my colleagues. It's worth it. They're awesome people. Yeah, like that's that. Let me tell you, random user, if hearing the discussions now about Rose are anything like how they're going to address a black mainline Doctor, there's a goldmine of stuff Russell could do with Shooty, and I'm really intrigued to see what he does with that. Some of the challenging of like race debates and things. That's going to be fascinating to see. Oh, it's going to be fascinating. We can talk spoilers? Yes, we can. If you haven't seen the episode, please do go and watch it. I am, for the record, in case it isn't completely obvious, I am trying to not to dance around the main plot points. But if someone asks me a question, go for it. The only thing is, it's not that I'm not trying to spoil it. It's that I don't want to have tons of discussions before Crispy gets here, because then by the time he gets here, I'll be like, I've talked about this already. Go away. You know, I wouldn't be like that to him, but you get my point. What was Doctor and Donna references in the meeting spaceship before Doctor Regeneration? Wait, what? What are you saying? Oh, you mean when he was doing all the random words? That was basically, can we just talk about this? Why was it basically the Winter Soldier? Why did David Tennant basically wake up Dr. Donna by doing a Winter Soldier? Like, what was that? That was so funny. That was so good. Longing, Homecoming, 17, Freight Car. It was just so good. What do you think of the biogeneration theory? Oh, right, okay. We need to mention this right now. There is a huge leak going on right now around Doctor Who about how the 15th Doctor comes into play. I'm saying this like this because I'm saying no spoilers for it in the chat, none of that, nor mention this at all. Where's like background music, piano music coming from? I have it playing. It's from Sammy Chu, who did our main podcast theme. He did a kind of a lo-fi version of Bill's theme. Let me turn it up. You can hear it. Just for a little bit while I'm talking. Actually, just listen to it for a second so you can hear it. Can I skip ahead to the main bit of the theme? There we go. Right, what was I talking about? I've completely lost my train of thought. What was that? What was I saying, folks? What was I saying? What was I saying? Someone remind me. Shoot. Oh, yeah, the big leak. Right, so, it got posted on Twitter, I think, like a month, 2 months, 3 months ago. It was a while ago. And people were reading it going, this sounds really bad. Everyone that I'd seen had read it said that they hated it. But one of the things in the leak was apparently the Christmas special was going to be called The Church on Ruby Road. The problem is, Disney Plus then put out their release schedule about 2 weeks ago for Christmas, and it confirmed the title of the Christmas special is The Church on Ruby Road. That's legit. So now everyone's gone into a frenzy thinking that this big leak is actually going to be real and that it sounds terrible. The only thing I know is that there's something to do with it called bi-regeneration. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether that means the Doctor regenerates into a bisexual person. That's a joke. I'm wondering if the idea might be that we get two Doctors on screen at the same time or something, like David and Shooty facing off from each other. I don't know. Please do not comment on the leak or say what they think it is. I genuinely don't know what it is. The only thing I saw was someone putting a picture of David and Shooty together and going, oh, maybe this concept art is going to be real after the leak. But I really don't know. And I don't want to know about it, and I don't want to share it on here, because I think that is going to be so much. And why, Ella, are you trying to put it in the chat when I've just said don't do that? Please do not do that. Please don't do that. I just said don't. I can't delete your message. How do I do this? How do I get rid of your message? I'm trying to add you as a mod. Alright, you've deleted it. Thank you. Yeah. Don't do that. The point is keep it secret. Keep it secret. If it is real, I don't want to spoil it here, because that's in leak territory, and I'm not Tharies. I love Tharies, but I'm not Tharies. The thing I will say is, with that whole leak, just because one thing ended up being right doesn't mean the rest of it is. If anything, someone could have heard the Christmas special, put it in the theory, and then gone, screw it, I'll just make up 3 paragraphs about the episode and get everyone annoyed. Just because they knew that one bit would be proven right, and then it would send the fandom into a frenzy. So none of it could be real, and I'm inclined to believe it's not. However, whatever it is, people making those sweeping statements going, oh, this is going to be terrible, call me crazy, I trust Russell to get it right. Whatever it is, I trust Russell to get it right. And I'm just going to go in as a viewer, and if it's something crazy, then we'll find out. We will find out. What's the Winter Soldier? It's a Marvel movie, Captain America the Winter Soldier. The idea was it was Captain America's old friend Bucky. He got captured by Hydra, these like wannabe, like kind of fake Nazis. Well, actually, they are just Nazis that were like a science division, whatever. It's not the point. And the idea was they would brainwash the Winter Soldier. That was his code name. And whenever you said this particular string of words, he'd do whatever you said. He'd fall to your command. So anyone would say this list of words, and then he'd be like, right, what do you want me to do? And they'd be like, kill that guy. And he'd be like, say less and go do it. He wouldn't say it like that, but you know what I mean. So it's like just saying some random words makes a thing happen. Whereas in this, the 14th Doctor went, here's some random words, and Donna went, okay, whoosh, regenerated. Like, it was the same kind of thing, which I thought was funny. The Davros reset. Oh, yes. Let's talk about this very, very briefly. I want to get people's thoughts on the Davros situation. Because I haven't really got an opinion one way or another. I said a thing on Twitter that basically was like, I understand the argument now and I'm intrigued by it. I don't really feel one way or another. The point is, in the Children Need episode, the Destination Skaro episode, Davros was more humanoid because Russell had said that for Davros as a character, it played into the trope of disabled people being the bad guys. You know, these bad guys always being in wheelchairs, blah, blah, blah. And as per usual, Twitter went into a frenzy over it. The thing is, I think it's interesting to remember. I mean, the most interesting is one of the biggest names in Doctor Who Twitter, Tharies, is disabled, and I think I was really intrigued by his take. But you have to remember, different disabled people will see it differently. Not everyone will be like, oh, they did this right. Some disabled people will say that they don't think it was a good choice. It's all about opinions. But I personally really like that Russell made an effort to try and consider the argument. The idea, if you don't know, there is a trope, like I said, that often people who are in disabled equipment, be it a wheelchair, whatever it may be, are often the bad guys. Now, I will be honest, I hadn't seen that trope. I have not encountered it, I was not aware of it. But sometimes you have to be shown a trope to understand it, because if you're not in the community that is witnessing the trope, you don't notice it. If I was in a wheelchair, maybe I'd be more aware of the wheelchair people on the screen, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're a trans person, you're more aware of anything trans-related on a screen. Like, if you're in that seat, you may have a better, thought of it, like a better relation to it. The problem is, me right here, straight white man, God, we don't get many of those on the TV, do we? So I don't, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really kind of, you know, I don't instantly see every trope unless someone points it out, and I go, oh, okay. So Russell's idea was basically, I want to have Davros in there as a character. I don't want to play into this trope, so I want him to be, you know, pre-Davros. And it doesn't undo the canon. It doesn't undo Davros' previous appearances. This is supposedly his very first appearance. So for all intents and purposes, for Doctor Who's canon, right now, he's a bad person separate to the wheelchair. And if anything, I would argue, and I would be interested to see people's thoughts, maybe that kind of combats the trope in Davros' case, because he was a bad guy before being in the wheelchair. There is also the case to make that it wasn't really a wheelchair he was in. It was a support unit for him, but that's really just a futuristic way of saying wheelchair, so whatever. So for me personally, I don't really have a thought for or against it. I think it's just nice that Russell has considered that and has adapted to it. And I think I will leave the debate for people who actually have interesting things to say on it, because I don't really. I'm like, it's fine. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. If Rusty Davies had basically gone, if you'd had the 14th Doctor go, I'm going back in time, goes to Journey's End, and then walks up to Davros, pulls him out of the chair and goes, right, stand on your own 2 feet. That would be bad, right? But I saw a tweet, I don't know when it was, I think it was about a week ago or something, or 2 weeks ago, about someone who said, every show that you ever watch will at some point have something in it that is problematic. And like something that doesn't age well, something that, you know, with the fresh lens doesn't stand. But that's okay, because that's the point of literature. It will evolve and move on with the times. It doesn't then invalidate that program. You just have to be aware, oh, we don't say that anymore, whatever, but the work still stands. Like, I've been hyping up a show called Vicious, which was a dark comedy with Ian McKellen and Derek Jacobi in, and I swear there's like there's a comment that Ian McKellen's character makes where he goes, "Oh, I don't believe in bisexual people," which could have just been a joke anyway. But you probably wouldn't say that now anyway. But it doesn't invalidate the show, because that was just something that was more said then and people weren't as kind of discussing of it, because that show was like 10 years ago. Like, everything you like will have comments in. I mean, How I Met Your Mother, I love that show, but the amount of times that the slang word for transgenders, I nearly said it, very, very sorry, the slang word for transgender people is used in that, you listen to it and you go, oh dear. But again, in 2005, it was commonplace to say it, whereas now you don't say it as much at all, ideally. You still hear it, is my point, but that's the idea. So you got to remember that just because something was different in the past doesn't invalidate that program. It just means that things have moved on since. You know, he's not going back and saying he shouldn't have been in a wheelchair at all. He's saying, I'm aware of the discussion now, and I did something about it now. That's what I think is important, basically, is my point. It's like he's made the decision that you can't have villains of certain groups of people. I've seen quite a few wheelchairs who's saying how patronizing it is. This is the thing that I was saying, Sammy, and that's why I've not offered, like, a really constructive argument on it, like, in a specific direction, because that is true. Some people are feeling like, oh, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to make such a big point out of it. I think at the end of the day, there's never going to be, no one's ever going to be happy with every decision you make. I think it's important to remember that. And I think, you know, intentions are important. And I think Russell set out there to make that decision to say, you know what, I want to try and have some consideration for people in the disabled community. I think that's what matters. For me, personally. That's me. The actor who played Davros in Children Need is the same actor. It is, yeah, it's the same guy. It's Julian Bleach. I recognised his voice and I was like, where have I heard him before? I was like, oh, yeah, he's Davros. Just a quick update on the sub count. We're at 1,784, 16 subscribers away from 1,800. So if anyone wants to hit that subscribe button, please do. I'd love to get to 1,800 on this stream. It'd be very, very cool. Crispy should be with us in the next 5 or 10 minutes, at a guess now. Because he said he was watching the episode at 6 minutes past. So if it's an hour, he'll be here in 5 minutes, but we'll see. It's Neris the boss meat was mentioning. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the episode. I'm very intrigued. So, just as a bit of managerial stuff, folks, we'll go back to the solo screen. Just a bit of managerial stuff for you folks. Once Crispy joins, we'll do the actual proper podcast recording. If you are not going to be able to be here for the rest of the stream, you want to dip out and listen back in, the actual episode has not started yet. All this stuff is just going to be on YouTube exclusively. When we do the actual episode recording, at the end of the stream, I will chop it up, make it an audio file, and pop it up on Spotify, all audio platforms. Fingers crossed to release at midday UK time tomorrow, so in about 14 hours time. So you will see that on audio platforms, or hear that on audio platforms then. So don't worry, the same at the episode, the actual proper chunk of the episode will go on audio as per usual. Just a bit late, and the same thing will apply next week and the week after. We do the live stream after the episode's been out, audio versions get it the day after. So I think it's important to make that aware. Are you ever going to make a general Discord for everyone with specific tiers or roles for Patreon members? You'll be happy to know, Random Commando, we have had a Discord server for the last year or so, which does have a specific Patreon channel for hotline people, not for general patrons, but... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, ding, 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 somebody has just joined the call. Hello, sir.
Hello, sorry, my internet's not very good.
It's okay, it's okay. Let's get you full screen. There you are. Can you see? Hello, sir.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing,
How
mate?
are we? Oh, I'm all right. I just literally you probably heard the credits as I was finishing the episode.
I didn't hear them. There you go. You saved us from copyright. Cheers for that.
Oh, very good, very good.
Can I just
How
say
we doing, everyone?
before we do anything, it feels so weird now seeing you back on a screen again after spending 3 days with you in person. This is weird.
Strange.
It's weird.
Strange, my friend.
It's weird. It's weird. And just before we get into it, you and your girlfriend, you okay? I mean, it sounded like you had train troubles.
Oh yeah, no, we absolutely did. The train was all right getting there, but getting to where we're staying right now was a nightmare. We almost spent longer trying to find the place than we did on the trains, but that's okay.
Blimey. Oh my god. Well, as long as you're okay, buddy. As long as you're okay.
We're okay.
Good.
We're all good.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you've heard me nattering on for long enough. We've had a big, long chat. I spoke at length about the whole Rose transgender thing. We'll talk about that probably in the episode, no doubt. But there were some really interesting opinions and things coming out from the chat, and a lot of people saying hi. And I need you to help encourage everyone to subscribe. I'm trying to see if we can get to 1,800 tonight. We're 16 off.
Yeah, come and subscribe, everyone. What are you doing?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to click record so that you can, if you want to make shorts for this, you can. So let's get that. Obviously not now, you're on holiday, but you know what I mean. Just so you've got it as a... There we go, that's recording, cool.
Well, I can't because you're in a funny little square on my screen.
Oh, I always forget this. Yeah, bugger.
You can keep it for the audio. I'm just using my laptop audio. Does it sound bad?
You
'Cause
sound
my
really good.
microphone's not.
You sound really
Oh,
good.
excellent. That's good.
Yeah.
That
you
works for
sound good.
me.
Okay, well, I'll start recording on this end. Right, there we go. I'm recording, you're recording. I'll just check the audio levels, make sure we have separate tracks. I have track 3, and you have track 2. Yeah, we're good. We're all good. We are all good in the hood.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
I love this kind of like bed cam. It's almost like the what she sees camera angle. It's a bit.
Hello.
How you doing,
Hello.
buddy? How you doing? Oh.
Oh, I'm buggered, but I'm excited to talk about Doctor Who.
Well, we'll do a prompt hour recording and then get you to bed because you said you were up at 4, didn't you?
Yeah, we're up early tomorrow.
So you're up in 5 hours. Let's get this done quick so Crispy can get to bed. All right, folks, come on. So, intro gag. You got something funny to say, Crispy? You just got here after I've spoken for an hour. I haven't got anything funny to say.
Wow, Troy, our first in-person recording. Oh wait, no, it's not.
What? I like how he says that and then starts lagging. There you go. That's the bit. That's the bit.
Oh, done.
Roll the intro. There we go. Nice and easy bit. Okay, yeah, so bear in mind, folks, Crispy's internet could be a little bit dodgy. We'll work with it. It'll be fine. Oh, that's much better. Look at you. You're a bit grainy, but you look good. You look good, baby. You look good. Okay. Right, let's get straight into this. Who's introing? I forget. We recorded episode 90. I explained this to everyone. We did episode 90, and I worked out who the intro was. You did it last week. It's me. Okay, let's do it. Ba-da-dum. Here we go. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show where two YouTubers get together and talk about the greatest show in all of time and space, which finally tonight had a new episode after a 13-month wait, and we're here to talk about it. I am one of your hosts, Troy, also known as Red Archer Live, and joining me, as always, but this time, from the dreary depths of London, UK, it's Crispy Pro. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, sir. How are you? Long
good.
time no see.
Oh yeah, long time. I saw you. What was it? A few hours ago? It was about 8 hours ago. Not that long.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a while. That's a while ago. 8 hours.
Not long, really.
It feels it to me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some very exciting things. A very, very brief context. We're going to get straight into the episode because Crispy is getting up in 5 hours. We just started recording, so you can figure out what we got to do there. We earlier recorded your Christmas special. I mean, obviously, we're going to do a separate thing, and we're going to talk about this separately close to the time. And we will do a stream for the Christmas special. At the very least, I will do something. Hopefully, Crispy can pop in, but Australia be Australia. We'll see. However, this episode will be the Saturday one that goes up 2 days before Christmas special, and it's fully in person. Con stories, Crispy's UK trip, questions and quizzes, a whole heap of stuff. And I think Crispy will agree with me in saying it's one of, if not our best recording session. So it will be amazing.
It's definitely a highlight.
Yeah.
It's definitely a highlight.
It was so much fun to do. We literally took a Polaroid during the stream, during the recording. So it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So look forward to that at the time of recording this, 4 weeks time. 4 weeks till Christmas. Wow. Yeah. Okay, that is scary. Yeah. That's a scary thought. But now
I haven't done any Christmas shopping.
None at all. Well, you got to get on it. You already got me my Christmas present though.
I did.
But I won't show anyone till that episode 90, where you'll see it, where Crispy gives it to me on the recording. Haha, it was very cool. It was very thoughtful. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are here to talk about the first of the 3 60th anniversary specials titled The Star Beast. Crispy, you have just watched it. What are your immediate thoughts?
RTD's back. It's so RTD. It's unreal. It's so weird how different it is tonally to the Chibnall era. Like this, I don't know, it felt way more playful than I was expecting. Like there were some hard-hitting moments, but it was good. It was very good. What did you think?
Yeah, I think we were talking a lot about this. For context, because Crispy was a little bit delayed this trip, I've spoken to the live chat for about an hour, so we've talked about some themes. It's actually helped me, because I kind of finished the episode, and I was like, I don't even know where to start on this. Like, I didn't even know what to say on Twitter or anything. I was kind of overwhelmed by it, but I feel like I've actually got thoughts in my head.
It was overwhelming, I think.
Yeah, but you can very clearly see the difference in the writing styles between Chibnall and Russell. You can very, very clearly see it. And I think we'll talk about some of those themes later on. But yeah, the episode was an absolute blast. I'm personally giving it about an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I want to just be like, oh, 10 out of 10, it was perfect. But I know we've got 2 big episodes coming, and I don't want to leap on a 10 until I've seen the other 2 and be like,
Yeah.
let's be careful here. Because I think next week is going to be, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
Where
that's
do we
fair.
even begin?
That's so fair.
Where do we even begin?
With this, it's tough. It's tough.
It is tough. It's very, very tough. We're going. By the way, it's just an hour about the episode. No polls. We know we had a poll last week. We had 3 weeks of polls for while Crispy was on trip. We answer all 3 of those in episode 90. Can you tell we're trying to hype that up? So, go watch it when it comes out in 4 weeks' time. So no news, no nothing. We're just going to talk about the episode for this, I think, is most important. Because Crispy's in a hotel room, and we want to talk about the episode. So,
yes.
Okay, where do we start? David Tennant and Catherine Tate. That feels like an apt point. What do we think of their reunion?
It feels very comfortable.
Yeah.
It feels like they both slipped back into it very effortlessly. I mean, David, that was fun. Him, am I like this person now?
Yeah.
Is this what he's like? Ooh, when he says, I love. What did he say? I think he said, I love Donna
her,
or something like that. He's like, ooh. I was like, that's definitely like a 13, like peeking through.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I got those vibes.
Just bear with while he lags, ladies and gentlemen. Internet be internet. He'll come back. I hope.
I'm here.
Actually, do you know what, Crispy? I have an idea in the middle of recording this. I'm going to stop the actual recording in Riverside because it might be you uploading it while we're talking, could be making it worse. So I'm going to make an editorial decision there and just be like, Let's see if that helps.
Okay, have you stopped that?
I have stopped. Let's see if that makes a difference. I'm not getting rid of any of this. This is gold.
All right, good. What did you get to in my statement?
I will just make you a bit bigger there, just to make the window a bit nicer. There we go. All part of the episode, everyone. This is all part of the episode.
Sorry, everyone.
But yeah, they just slid right back into their roles. Catherine Tate said that in Unleashed, which I know you've got to watch yet, but she talked about how it was kind of like the character had just stayed with her, and it was very much just like switching it back on again.
Well, that's good. That's really real. I mean, I will always enjoy Tennant and Tate together, but I think what they did with Donna's character post End of Time Part 2 or whatever, I thought was really interesting. I think probably the highlight for the episode for me, just as a whole, was the fact that the doctor, like gave her the lottery ticket, and she won, but she bought a house and then she gave the rest to charity. I was like, oh, that's exactly what Donna would do. I never thought about it, but that's exactly what Donna would do.
Yeah.
So I think that was a real highlight for me this episode.
Yeah, because honestly, I'd forgotten about the lottery ticket until like a couple of days ago. One of the clips they put out, we can say this now because Crispy avoided the clips they put up for the episode, and I didn't really say very much about them. But one of the clips was the 2 minutes of Rose in the shed with Beat the Meat, then when Donna comes in and pokes the eye. And, when Rose made a comment saying, I'm trying to make some money for my mum and dad, I was like, oh, so they're struggling, she's trying to help. And then I went, hang on, she won the lottery. They got a new house? So
what's all that about?
Yeah, so it makes sense. And I actually, like you said, I really like that. I like the idea that the Doctor had still slowly been creeping through, because we kind of got a hint of that in the End of Time anyway, when she bought Wilf the Joshua Naismith book, and she was like, I just saw the book and thought of you. So that's like it's not exactly a new concept that the memories kind of slip through now and again. And I think that was really well done. But yeah, the two of them together. I'm going to ask you a question. This is something I said earlier, and I really want to know your thoughts. You and I are both extremely thrilled for Shooty, right? We both cannot wait.
Oh.
Both think it's going to be absolutely brilliant. After watching that episode, do you kind of wish there was going to be a series with those two before we got Shooty?
With Catherine and David?
Yeah.
No, I'm still excited for like that's the way forward, but I think it's just an extra treat that it's not a one-off, it's 3 specials. So I think like I really do think that's the perfect amount. If it was a one-off, I might be like,
yeah,
I probably would have liked more, but I think 3 is the perfect amount. Why? Do you want a full series with them?
I think only because it's been so long since they came back together and they made it a 3-episode thing. But also the dynamic is slightly different. The older 14 is slightly different to 10, but not much. I think just having a series to explore that would have been really interesting, just to get that dynamic a little bit. But I also think probably if David outstays his welcome, then people will be less inclined to jump on with Shooty. He's meant to be a prologue, not a whole series, and I get that. But I just seeing them on screen, I'm like, oh, Can we not have had 8 episodes? Can we not? Is that not? Can you go film 5 more quickly, please? Like, oh,
Please, please.
oh, it would have been so good. But yeah, they're fantastic together, and I'm keen to see what we get in episodes 2 and 3. So them just brilliant.
I don't know. There was so much that happened in that episode, Troy. I can't believe Doctor Who's back.
I can't believe it. We have never been more back.
We have never been more back. My goodness, it's actually insane.
There you go.
Well, we've got like a million things to cover. What do we even like start with? I mean, we've got Tenet and Takedown. Yes,
did you give the episode a number out of 10? I think I did. Did you give one?
I haven't.
Have you got a number to mind?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm gonna go 7.5.
Ooh, okay.
I think.
So why the 2.5 less? What is that made up of? That could give us some points.
Honestly think it's my own detriment. I think I kind of knew what this episode was going to be moving forward. I think it kind of hit all the right things that I thought it was going to, so it wasn't necessarily as surprising as I thought it was going to be. But
true.
The stuff I was surprised by, I was really intrigued by. Like, I thought, what's that? Ruth Madley? Is that her name?
Yes, she's brilliant.
I love that character.
Shirley Ann Bingham is great. I really like her.
Yeah. I thought that's going to be a fan favorite for me moving forward. And I don't know, there was some really, really cute stuff in there that like Kate Stewart's been looking after Wilf. I thought that was just like, oh my gosh, like my world's a lot, like that is just beautiful. And of course Russell would think of something like that. You know, what's Wilf been up to? And that scene with Wilf, like when they mentioned Wilf, I was like, oh my gosh, they have, they've mentioned that Bernard isn't with us. They weren't able to include all the stuff they filmed. But then they're like, of course he's still around, silly.
Yeah,
like,
that got me. I thought they'd film that as an extra to be like, oh, we aren't using the footage, because as we know, David said they didn't film everything they wanted with Wilf. But now I'm like, oh, so there could be something. And that reminds me, Crispy, do you know what?
I think there will be.
Do you know what? I have a really good idea for what we can do right now to help us.
What can we do right now?
Recognize this, baby?
Oh,
ladies
the bingo
and gentlemen, we made a bingo card a couple of episodes ago, and I think now's a good time to mention a couple of little bits here to just maybe cross off anything that is necessary.
Here we go.
So, anything we can get rid of on here. I don't know how I can actually cross over things.
I don't think you can. We just go across.
We can do it later. Psychic paper, that appeared. Done.
That certainly did. It didn't work very well.
Bernard Cribbins makes us cry. By association, kind of worked, because it had me a bit.
Almost.
Are we going to wait to cross that off until maybe episode 3 when it probably shows?
I think that will happen, but not yet.
13 did not appear, so
no.
Can't do that. Neil Patrick Harris in a Star Beast, that didn't happen. Gallifrey is still... Can we just say Gallifrey's not going to show up in these episodes? I really don't think so. Unit helper. Binary! We got binary! I forgot! We got binary! Susan has not returned.
No.
Was there a Dalek? There was a Dalek cameo because there was an exterminate and there's a Dalek knitted toy. That counts, doesn't it?
In a way, there was, yeah.
What about Fires of Pompeii and Old Caecilius? Does that count? Because he said he was a Scotsman, but that doesn't really... Oh, what do you think?
Oh, sorry.
Are you okay?
I've got people. Yes, it's all good.
He's got fans. He's got fans. He's got fans. Hello, Crispy's fans. Okay.
That's my fans.
Would you count that, him mentioning the Scotsman for the bingo card?
Which one? Sorry.
14 mentions Fires of Pompeii and or Caecilius.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
Okay. Donna dies. I mean...
It looked like it. There was a moment where
I nearly started crying. I was like, you're not doing it. Because I actually thought, I was like, most of the footage that we've seen was actually in episode 1 more than we thought. And I was like, maybe they filmed extra bits as a bait and switch. I did begin to think that.
Where the doctor was like, why does it have to be this? Or whatever. I had no inclination that was in the Starbase. And I was like, wow. I didn't know if they were going to kill off Donna in the first one and maybe the next 2 episodes are kind of a lead up to that moment or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they she's sticking on.
Would you count it? No.
As Donna dying?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I don't think so. Okay. A version of her did, I suppose. But no.
I am going to say 14 misses Rose Tyler, even though it's been centuries. The way his head darted when Donna said Rose, I'm counting it. Yeah, he went, Rose, what? Yeah. What did you say? Rose? My Rose?
Twice.
Yeah. Gotta count that. Billy Piper cameo? No. Now, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. He didn't say that in this, but I don't know if you noticed it. I only clocked it earlier. He says it in the Children in Need special. Does that count?
Does he? Oh, no.
He breaks the Dalek and he goes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, doesn't count.
Okay, doesn't count.
Move on.
Toymaker we haven't seen. Cloister Bell we haven't heard. I mean, Donna spilled coffee on the TARDIS, but I don't think that counts. The Edge did not return. No Tom Baker cameo. Music, gotta talk about the music in a bit, but didn't hear all Strange Creatures. Didn't hear that.
No.
Which, again, for anyone who doesn't know, is the one that's dun 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 dun. That one. We haven't heard that. 40 Doctor says I'm ready to go. Not yet. The Doctor uses a non-Tennant catchphrase. I don't know if you picked up on this. He did make a Ninth Doctor reference.
What did he say?
Resonating concrete.
Oh.
In The Empty Child, when Rose goes, you got moves? Show me your moves. Rose, I'm trying to resonate concrete. Like my head immediately went back to that. Not a catchphrase, but would you count it?
It's not really a catchphrase. It's more of a reference.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
You said fantastic. I'll be all for it.
True. Beat the Meat villain arc. Yeah. I mean, my mum's like, I think my mum's watching the stream right now. She's not going to realize this. We all knew Beat the Meat was going to be a villain if you'd seen the story of the comics or anything. So that wasn't a shock turn.
Beat the Meat looks fantastic, by the way.
Oh yeah, wow.
I was really
have to tell you about
impressed with
that. Well, actually, I mentioned it now. Unleashed. It was an animatronic that was controlled by 6 people. Someone was in the suit as well. And then on top of that, they also animated it afterwards with like 2D like face plates and all sorts of stuff. Like the effort that went into it. Definitely watch Unleashed. It's fascinating how they did Beat.
Oh, it pulled off. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, it's really good. But that means that Beat the Meat villain arc's basically a free space, like Unit Helipad will be in a couple of episodes' time. Although technically we saw the tower, so does that count as seeing the helipad?
Yep, it does.
Okay, cool. So that's done. River Song mention, we haven't had that. 14 does a high pitched well. We didn't get that. We did hear him go, oh no, or he said something that was like and I was like, oh, nearly.
Get that.
And we didn't get Trinity Wells, the news report. We got some other random dude on BBC
We got
News.
some random ass news reporter, and I was like, what?
Where's
have Trinity Wells? So I don't think we got bingo. I don't think we got bingo on anything just then.
No,
at all.
We haven't got any bingo yet. But there's, I mean, someone in the chat is saying we did see Fires of Pompeii in the opening narration, which is true.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Technically, actually, that counts, I would say.
Yeah, Willie does mention Fires
if
of Pompeii.
If that's the case, the second line, we've got everything but Susan returns. So if Susan comes back, we've already got bingo. Right, so I will fill that card in later properly, folks, and tick it off and post it on the social probably tomorrow. So there's that. So is that giving you some things to talk about, some memory jogging?
Yeah, I mean, well, let's start right at the start. What did you think about them like directly addressing the camera? So
that was spoiled for me, annoyingly. Because
spoiled.
Yeah, because I read some of the early reviews or went to look at a couple, and one of them was like, the episode opens with them narrating to the camera, and I immediately closed the view. I was like, why would you put that in there? That was weird.
I'm sorry, mate. It was strange, though.
It was odd.
Seeing them.
For me, I then imagined it as if I was watching on Disney Plus and I'd never seen Doctor Who before. I was like, that's good, given some context.
Yeah, well, I think it's put them in a weird position because the 60th is supposed to be this massive, celebration of the whole, entirely 60 years of Doctor Who, which I don't necessarily think the Star Beast was, in fairness. So I think, yeah, absolutely, they were like, oh, maybe we should put something there so that, it kind of gives people a refresher as to what's going on. But I honestly don't think I'd recommend this as someone's first episode of Doctor Who. So there you go. What do you think?
I think that's, yeah. I think maybe in doing a celebration that shows what's so good about Doctor Who that then lures people in, maybe. But I agree, this episode has not done it yet. I think the specials collectively will.
Yeah, I think if you watch all 3, but it's interesting that this is the first episode on Disney Plus, and everyone in the chat, if you watched it on Disney Plus, what was that experience like?
Oh yeah,
I just watched
what's it like having a Doctor Who tab? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, what's all that like? What's all that like? Please let me know what that was. Was there a little banner at the top? Please let me know.
It's got to be. Also, Sarah in the chat, why does the TARDIS machine have a coffee machine that yet coffee causes it to blow up? Why are humans 70% water but can still drown? That's my return to that.
Whoa.
There you go. There you go. That's a Doctor Who reference, isn't it?
Is it?
I think David Tennant says at one point where you're 80%, 70% water, you can still drown. Can't remember what episode he says it in, but he does say it.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
remember.
Wikipedia brain of Doctor Who quotes. Okay, Beat the Meep as a character. Like, what did you think? Miriam Margolyes'
Oh,
performance,
I loved it.
all of that.
I genuinely loved it. As we kind of said, I loved the practical nature. I enjoyed what's her name, Miriam Margolyes' performance, like voice performance. I thought that was great, and I thought as soon as like Beat the Meat villain arc went into play, I was like, this is good. This is great. I enjoyed it. What did you think?
I think the thing that I loved the most about it was that Miriam got to chew up the scenery in the second half, because I was a bit worried with it, where they're just kind of having like the passing line of like, the Meep is all alone, and then Meep and all this. I was like, it's great that it's Miriam, but I want to see. And then as soon as like the villain thing kicked in, he's like, to hell with this. I was like, oh yes, I get proper full on Miriam here. I was chuffed for that. I was chuffed. I thought that was great.
That was good.
That was a great part.
It was a great little introduction. Absolutely. And I enjoyed, I think you saw the clip before of between Rose and Meep. I liked that whole thing at the start. I thought that was played really well, and it was really sweet. And I think Rose is an excellent character. I'm sure we'll touch on Rose.
Should we touch on that now?
Yeah, we can.
Well, before we do, let's just give a thank you to Bobcat in the chat for the $2, who said, when I open Disney Plus, it's on the front page.
Wowee. Thank you, BBC, for putting some money behind that, or Disney being like, hey, this is what we got from the BBC.
I'd love to open Disney Plus and just see Doctor Who there on Disney
Plus.
Well,
I will in a couple days, mate. I will
send me
in a couple
picture.
days.
Send me a picture, mate.
Yeah, I will.
Send me the screenshot. Send me everything. Send me everything. Okay, Rose.
Yeah.
What do we think of her?
I am a fan of Yasmin Finney as an actress, and man, they really bought it. They really bought it this episode. I was really impressed. I thought, I don't know. I just think they're an excellent addition, and I think we had an inkling that the whole Dr. Donna meta crisis thing would have been solved by Yasmin Finney's character. I feel like that was one of the theories, and
really?
it played
I hadn't
off.
heard
I don't know
much
if
of that.
Sorry?
I hadn't heard much of that. I never, like, as soon as they were like, the door to the key, I was like, that's genius. Why did I not think of that?
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. I never really paid much attention to it, but I swear it's not. I swear I've heard it somewhere else before. I don't know if we've talked about it. But I thought, oh, that was great. But I don't know. Like, I feel like it was solved very quickly, like very, very quickly at the end there. And if this was someone's first episode of Doctor Who, I feel like that entire thing, they'd be like, what has happened? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, these two ladies just exploding, and then everyone's happy. So I think as a Doctor Who fan, I was very happy.
Yeah, I think, because I was thinking a little bit about it, and I was like, well, they don't need the meta crisis, and I think it's also still trying to nerf Donna so that she's not just able to solve every problem in the next 2 episodes. So I can kind of see it from a narrative
absolutely.
standpoint.
I was worried it was going to be the Dr. Donna for the rest of the 3 specials. I was like, oh, is she going to be like, a Tennant wannabe basically?
But I think, I mean, I saw some people saying they didn't like how it was so cheaply done. It's just, the daughter's got it, so now everything's all right. I think the problem is Russell had written Donna out in such a good way that you needed a good way to bring her back in and not have her die. And I think the idea of, the meta crisis was passed on into the daughter, so it was shared. I think that's actually a really genius way of doing it. Someone's saying it's too easy. I'm like, well, no, she has to have the kid grow up, and then 15 years later be like, okay, now I'm cured. Like, that's not a quick solution. Raising a kid.
But also, like, in saying that, well, like with the Doctor, not wanting Donna to remember and everything, I thought that Sylvie was fantastic this episode.
Oh, Sylvia was so good.
I genuinely was so impressed. I think this might be my favorite Sylvie episode ever, because she had you could see like she was genuinely trying to protect her daughter, and it was interesting seeing how their lives had changed since, like, how they mentioned Wilf stopped talking about aliens and UFOs and all that, purely for Donna's safety. And Sylvie had been trying so hard to protect Donna from like anything, absolutely anything. I was like, that's so interesting, because we've been so excited to see these characters again. I never really questioned what they've been up to, or the logistics of a family dynamic where they're trying to protect their daughter who can't remember, they're trying to like not remember anything about aliens and all that. I just thought that was fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
It was so well done. And also, as people saying in the chat, especially Dr. Master there, the fact that she turns around and just goes, you, and then there's like about 10 seconds of storming to the door. I was like, oh, she's chewing it up.
I think that was the first time in the episode I genuinely laughed out loud.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Jacqueline King did fantastic. She did fantastic. I agree with you. I think that's my favorite Sylvia performance. I think you're on the money there.
Hands down.
Definitely.
Hands down.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, Rose's character. I was talking a lot about this before you came in. I am so happy with how Russell has written the trans stuff for her.
Absolutely, hands down. Of course, Russell's going to do it justice.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a couple of people were talking about, the difference in showrunners writing. Like if for example, it had been written a bit more bluntly. Like for example, if Chibnall had, this is not putting him down, but Chibnall was very forward with his things. He put the messages in your face, and there wouldn't be much debate. And that's sometimes was how people were put off. Like I think the one exception was Praxius, because I was talking about how I think that these storylines and how these are written into the episodes, they work best when you don't get given everything. You're given enough to go, what's this about? And you question it and you want to look into it and talk about it. That's the best way. And Praxius did that really well, because I was saying, I remember when 13 makes a comment going, oh, you've all got plastic inside you. I can distinctly remember turning to my mum and going, is that true? Because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. And I was like, that's horrifying to think about. Like, it's kind of like a, But I love that rather than there being some big scene where, like, the lads would, like, shove Rose against a wall and alley and be like, you're a boy, you'll always be a boy. It was more subtle. It was going, Jason. Because then you go, why are they calling her Jason? Oh, and, like, if you don't understand what dead naming is, then you get into that kind of thing. And the conversation between Donna and Sylvia as well, where Sylvia's like, I get clumsy. Like, it's like... Oh, it's so good! It's so good!
That was handled so, like, the subtle, like, it wasn't...
It's enough to make you talk, but it's not like, this is about trans people.
Yeah,
It's not in your face. It's a conversation, and that's what's so important about this stuff.
It was playing out kind of, like, exactly how their, how their weeks would go. Like, that's the kind of... In the conversation with Sylvie, she's trying to be better, and I feel like, I'm sure my grandparents, with grandkids that are going through stuff like this, whether it be homosexuality, trans, whatever it may be.
Yes.
There's a lot of older people trying to better themselves, and I thought it was interesting that Russell included that conversation piece. I just thought it was handled so well.
Beautiful. Yeah, just the idea that you have the time to question, talk about it, and there's a couple of things. Again, that I noted earlier. There was one person I saw on Twitter who I'm following who I didn't actually realise was trans till I saw her write this tweet, but she said she watched the episode with her mum, and her mum turned to her in the middle of it and said, how Donna feels about Rose is how I feel about you. Like, that's how I see our relationship. I just want to keep you safe. And this girl who tweeted it felt like she was, like, really more welcome in her skin and everything, and how she loved that episode. I thought that was beautiful. But also, yeah, as you said, I love the idea that for people who are a little bit older, I was saying this earlier, the older you are, the more you've grown up with thinking the world is a certain way, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's harder then sometimes to see a different way. And I like that you just get enough there where it's like, you have a think and you go, maybe. It's like, you probably saw that clip of Miriam Margolyes talking about trans people on Graham Norton a couple of weeks ago, where she just had that one conversation with an actor and was like, that's a good point. Why not just be accepting of it? Let them live their lives. Like, it's that open thing. I literally did for about half an hour earlier. I could spend ages talking about just how beautiful I think that was written. Like, that warmed my heart so much how well he did that. And that was what I was trying to say to you, because I said this, I tried not to tell Crispy much about the clip, but just getting the vibes of, like, Rose mentioning the trans thing to Meep and kind of being like, I feel different. I was like, I said to you, I think it's during episode 90, it was like, if the rest of the episode's like that, and it was, and Russell,
it definitely was.
I could kiss you.
Definitely was.
But the last thing I'll say on it, I think it's important, is to mention what Russell said on Unleashed, which you'll see is that the whole point was, he said he wanted it to be presented to kids, like it to be their way of learning about it, so they get to understand it, and it's normalized at a young age, which I'm like, that's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful.
No, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It warms my heart, man. It really does.
That's good. Oh, what's that cup you have there, sir?
It's my Marvel's cup.
Oh,
this is the one I bought in front of you. This is the other. I've got two of these now. It's a giant Marvel's cup. For those of you who are audio listeners, I got this from, seeing the Marvels in cinema, and I've been using it now to drink all my drinks out because it's massive and lasts way longer. It means I don't have to do loads of drinks runs. It's great, and I can also do like a meme of being like, just like, ooh, it's like I pull a funny face while I sip on the straw in the cup and be like, ooh.
I'm having a glass of wine, my friend.
Wine? Oh, hang on to the cameras. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Happy Docky Who Day.
Happy Docky Who Day. Star Beast, more like the Star Booze.
More like the Star Feast, my friend.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
Feast for the eyes.
Okay. Right. What else have we got to talk about? We talked about Beep. We talked about Rose, Donna, Kat, and David.
Can we talk about something I'm not as fond of?
Yes, please. I want to know where this 2.5 slipped off. I'm intrigued.
The new title sequence.
No.
I'm not. Do you like it?
I love it.
Nah, man.
I have two
don't know.
complaints. Let's see if they line up with you.
You love it, but you have two complaints.
Yes.
Okay.
The complaints
cool.
don't ruin it for me. First off, it's too short.
Yeah, it's
Like
very.
it's like going do, and it's already showing you the episode title, then it's gone. It's way too quick.
Yeah.
The only thing
why
is
that
the
is.
logo. It's like it's basically
Yeah.
just a PNG that kind of goes whoosh, and it's there and it's gone. They could have done more with that, I think.
Not a fan of that. No, I don't know. I don't think I like the title sequence. Maybe it'll grow on me, but
I think
was
it might do.
like. But in saying that, like, I don't know why, like, but Jodie's title sequence, I think, I instantly was like, that is the coolest thing I've
Hers
ever
is
seen
one
in
of
my
the
life.
best by a country mile.
I love it, and I don't think it looks as good. Yeah, that PNG logo threw me off, and I think the fact that it wasn't like one take, like it cuts, kind of threw me off as well. I feel like all of them in Modern Who have kind of been like one take with the camera panning around. I think all of them have been.
Yep, 9s and 10s is 11s. I'm running it through. Is 11th second one. It bounces around, but it is. 12s is the this is the first one that has cuts. Yeah.
It felt jarring to me. It felt jarring. I'm
about
sure I'll like it in the future. Maybe it's just for the 60th, but I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know. It felt odd.
Intriguing. I think I think I was glad to see the TARDIS back in the title sequence, and I kind of liked that the camera snapped to a different angle by the bottom of the TARDIS, like skating along the time vortex. It was like just something new.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do it in one take.
all right, fine. You're fair. Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, well, speaking of the TARDIS, did you actually see the leak at the time?
I did. I saw a picture of it. I know there was a video, but I never looked at the video.
Pixelated white thing. Yeah, I saw the picture. I didn't see the video.
So I didn't really know what to expect, but I didn't know if we were going to get it in the Star Beast. But we did, and it's huge. It's massive. It's massive.
And your
What
thoughts?
did you think? Oh, all right. Well, I love it. I think it's so cool. I think I enjoyed Tennant running around. Like, he ran around the whole damn thing.
Like a rasp a drain
that
pipe.
made me
This is what
smile.
David Tennant said. He was like, "Oh, I was like, yeah, I'm running around. It was great."
So that was really, really fun.
I
Yeah,
think-
no, I loved it. I think it'll grow on me. It's very clean.
Yeah,
It's very
the
sleek.
white
It
is
doesn't-
very
doesn't
in
look
your
lived in.
face. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
it looks like, your IKEA TARDIS. This is fresh out the packet. This is fresh out the packet. You've just assembled it.
Yep.
And it's looking. There's not a a mick of dust on there at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the lighting. I think the lighting's really cool. Like when he was changing it with all the other settings, but just the white light, it can be a bit intense. But I mean, we're pulling at strings here. I think it's a
But
fantastic
the
set.
multicolors, it changes colors as well.
Yeah.
And also,
yeah.
someone pointed out on set when Shooty was getting out of the TARDIS in his like Christmas outfit, it was white. When he was getting out in the 60s with the afro and the blue suit, it was purple in the background. So maybe, depending on the episodes, the colors will be different inside, which is
Just he'll change his
Really good.
TARDIS color. He'll change a costume. That's what's gonna happen.
does make me think of something I didn't like about the episode. Can we go into something that I didn't like a little bit?
Yeah, please.
It's only minor, but it's something I saw on Twitter that made me kind of go, oh yeah. I think the way the Sonic and the TARDIS were introduced was a little underwhelming,
Yeah.
because obviously, if you don't
agree
know,
on
there's this
that.
Liberation of the Daleks comic that came out that was in the Doctor Who magazine that's set between Power of the Doctor and this special. I have not read it. We both saw it in Forbidden Planet in Liverpool, ironically, the graphic novel, but I haven't picked it up. I haven't read it. And in that, we lost Jodie's Sonic, which I already hated. But also, he's just like, he's got this Sonic. There's no fanfare. Like, the first time you see it, he's using it to cut open a barbed wire, which, by the way, some of the abilities it's got, I love. Creating a very Disney budget screen and doing the shields.
I don't know.
I love
It's
them.
very high tech. I don't know how I felt about it. I like the
Okay.
way they used it, but anyway, keep going.
Fair. But the fact that he's got it and there's no fanfare, I'm like, that's a bit annoying. But that also just feel a bit like an introduction for the new fans. It's like, oh, I've just got this and I'm explaining it. But the TARDIS, in Children in Need, it's Jodie's TARDIS. You see it in the background behind his head. He still has Jodie's TARDIS. He's got Jodie's TARDIS in the comic. And you can kind of tell when he walks in at the end of the episode, he goes, oh, look, you've done this. And I was kind of like, well, that's a bit I don't know. It felt like it didn't have quite as much of a fanfare, and I'm someone who gets excited about the Doctor being like, oh, let's see what you've got for me this time. Like, my favorite is Matt Smith being like, what have you got for me? Opening up and going, oh, you sexy thing. Like, nothing will top that. So
no, I'm surprised they didn't do like a cool, the snowman shot into the TARDIS or something like that.
with the lights
kind of
off and then everything coming on. Oh, yeah, that would have been so
It could
good.
have been grand. It could have been, but no, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It was funny because this is Rachel. Rachel Talalay, or however you say her name. I always forget.
No, it's bang on.
And there were a few shots in there. I was like, yes, that is Rachel doing stuff. But I mean, but in terms of direction, it was no heaven sent. It's no world.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say it didn't feel like a Rachel Talalay episode. I was thinking
it felt more Russell T than RT, as in Rachel Talalay.
Yeah, true. Oh, I don't know. What is our live chat thing? Which, by the way, live viewers, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We are 14 subscribers away from 1,800. Yeah.
Go
and subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Fact,
and if you're listening,
I'm gonna Sonic the camera, and then you have to subscribe. If you don't, then you're gonna grow an extra eye, and no one will like that. There you go, Sonic dip, boom. So you gotta subscribe now. That's the rules. That's the rules.
He doesn't make them.
Right. Here's the big question.
Yeah, mate.
Crispy. All right. At the end of the episode, Beat the Meep says, "Creatures with two hearts are very rare. Wait until the boss finds out." Who is the boss?
The Beast Boss.
I knew you were going to say that. You're going to inflated his ego massively because he's already saying it in the chat.
Yeah, that's good. I don't have the live chat on my screen.
Oh, don't you? He's the reason I just mentioned it because he put, who could the Star Beast Boss be?
Oh,
Capitalize
nice.
the Beast Boss.
Nice. No, that's funny. No, it's got to be the toy maker, right? Like,
yeah, I was thinking, could it be this Duchess that Indira Varma's playing in Series 14 or Season 1? Is it a long game? But then someone said it's a toy maker, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes much more sense. It's more 14 sense.
Yeah, I think it'll just be a short little arc. I'm surprised why the toy maker would be collaborating with Beep the Meep. Like, how did they meet? Was it via WhatsApp group of villains? How did they meet exactly? I don't know. I
think it's also important to know because I kind of got confused for a second. I think just because Beat the Meep said the boss would be interested doesn't mean the boss has two hearts.
The boss has two hearts.
No, like I was thinking, like some people may be listening to it and thinking, "Oh, is Beat the Meep saying the boss has two hearts and is therefore interested in two-hearted people?" I wouldn't assume that. It's just what I wanted to say. It might just be the boss is someone who is fascinated by two-hearted creatures. Might just have one himself. I mean, I don't. Is the toy maker a Time Lord? He's not, is he? He's just a dude that plays with toys. It's me.
Exactly. You are the toy maker.
I am Neil Patrick Harris. Nothing suits me like a suit.
Exactly.
There you go. Right, should we get some... Have you got any other thoughts on the episode before we get some questions from the audience? Also, Rolf Warriors. How did they say it? It's not Rolf.
Oh.
Rolf.
The I don't know. The Raw Warriors.
Okay, forget that. We're not going there. Okay. Live viewers, what questions have you got for us? Ask us some questions. I'll read them out because Mr. Crispy Pro has not got the chat. He's doing a makeshift thing right now because you're back in Mr. Aussie Land next weekend, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Have you lost me?
No,
I
haven't.
Can't see you anymore.
Really?
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
since I stopped the recording, you've been like perfect. Your quality's been much better. You've sounded better. So clearly, just doing the recording was causing you problems.
I see.
You good?
Well, doing the recordings usually cause me problems with you.
Oh, this episode here. Thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Alright, no. What have we got? What did you guys eat while watching? Do you know what? I bought a big box of Fox's chocolate biscuits, and my mum and I were eating those. We were going to eat them for Unleashed, but literally we got about 40 minutes into the episode, and I was like, right, I'm getting them, and I ran quickly to the fridge. So I missed 3.4 seconds of the episode. Can you believe that, Crispy?
I can't believe that, mate.
Disgraceful.
I can't believe that.
Well, biscuits were important.
Well, you know what I had?
What did you have? Tim Tams?
I had hand delivered to me via tray from the people we're staying with. Was a beautiful chocolate pudding and ice cream and that glass of wine. Beautiful. So thank you.
That's one hell of a bit of room service right there.
I know. It was very, very nice, and I'm very grateful.
Living in Crispy Pro first class.
Yeah, baby.
Did you guys get the Doctor Who magazine? Crispy doesn't have it. I do. You got the Radio Times, you said, didn't you?
I got the Radio Times.
Fun fact, I can't get that. It's disappeared. I think you got it before it sold out. I've checked in a few shops and I can't find it. So.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, I've got Doctor Who magazine. Ha 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 ha. What have we got? What do you think of the breaths during the outro theme? Seems so strange. I didn't hear any breaths in the outro theme.
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
That I was gonna bring. No, that was the weirdest thing. It was like the end title sequence, the end credits was like. It was really weird.
Didn't notice it.
It was really weird.
I will have
you didn't
to
notice
listen
it? Were
back.
you chatting to your
I was chatting to my mum,
mum
and also there was the continuity announcer. Well, then again, the people in the UK must have heard it past the continuity announcer, so I don't know. But
it was very off-putting. I
well,
don't know if that's just for this one. Maybe it was like a remix of Donna's Gasp or something.
I don't think I need to say it, Crispy. I will be watching this episode again, so I'm sure we will find out.
I won't watch it again. Ever again.
Well, after this, I'm not gonna lie to you. After this, I'm gonna watch Deal or No Deal because that came back in the UK, and I'm 2 episodes behind because I've been seeing you and your girlfriend. So I'm gonna be binging those before I go to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably watch it again tomorrow and give it a listen. We'll see. What else have we got? Looking for more questions. Ask some questions, people.
Questions and quizzes. Questions and quizzes.
Oh, Look Fair in the chat says the Doctor Who commentary, because they released an Envision commentary with David Tennant and Russell T Davies on iPlayer. Apparently, the commentary hints that the boss is not the toy maker.
Ooh.
Okay, if it's not, there you go. I'll put my bet in. Duchess, Indira Varma. Put my bet in right now.
Okay. I'm putting my bets in.
There you go.
Michelle Gomez.
Oh, intriguing. Missy's back. All right. Alexandrax is saying, do you think the aliens in the next episode will be returning or new? Have you seen the next time for episode 2?
No, I
It's
literally
15 seconds.
called you within the in the credits when it was going.
Okay, well, Donna basically goes, "Who are they?" And they're like on the floor, and someone's like looking at them. We don't see who it is, so it's some kind of aliens possibly.
Okay.
But
okay, I'm with it.
I'm gonna go with new. I think the old things will be all the doctors that show up.
In Wild Blue Yonder, I don't like the Star Beast felt so familiar. Like it literally could slot right into your series 4. It felt like a series 4 special. But I think Wild Blue Yonder, we're really gonna hit the ground running with that one. I think it's gonna go.
Do you know what I think? I think the villain in Wild Blue Yonder is gonna be Milo from Morbius, and that's how Matt Smith's in the 60th.
Matthew Smith, come on.
There you go. I think I've nailed it there, folks. I think I've nailed it there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Neither would I. I'm just that good. Go. I'm just that good at theorizing. I'm just that good.
You are quite good. And
what else have we got?
You're qualified. You're a qualified theorizer.
Thank you. Do you think Beat the Meat will return? Says Into the Whoniverse. Crispy, what do you think?
What happened? Didn't they parachute at the end and get arrested?
They got arrested by the Ralph Warriors or whatever they were called, the Ralph Warriors, and they're going to be in prison for 10,000 years.
I think it will. It might be in the similar sense to how the Pating returned in Revolution. I think it might just be that.
She gets put in prison for 10 months, and then Ruby doesn't want to know after that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I've got a feeling that my planet needs me, but she'll probably deliver it better than Tozin did. Look, no offense, Tozin. We've been there. I'm sorry, Tozin. That was mean. I apologize. Ow! I've just kneed myself on the table. That's my karma. What else have we got? Barney the Cockapoo's mum says that the boss is Mike from Fish and Chips. Do you know what? I back that. That's our theory.
Yeah, I back that too.
Mike from Fish and Chips. Perfect. What do you think of the Doctor's descriptions of the last 3 incarnations? Says Sarah. What do you think of that? The bow tie, the Scotsman, and the woman. The brilliant woman.
Yeah, I mean that's very to the point, isn't it? It's very to the point.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I liked it. I liked it. Did you like it?
I really liked it, Crispy. I'm a bit alarmed by the fact that we've only been talking for about 45 minutes. I feel like we've said everything we need to about the episode. This is shorter than I would have thought.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's because the Star Beast is shorter than we would have thought.
Yeah, it's weird because that's what I said to you before we started recording proper. When I hopped on the stream, I was kind of like, I didn't know what I was going to say about the episode. I came out of it being like, this was really, really good. But I was like, what am I going to talk about? It was strange.
I don't know why that is. I think it's because it felt so familiar.
Yeah.
I think we're just, I don't know. Like there was new stuff, I guess, but there wasn't really that much new. I feel like at the start, it kind of took me a second to kind of get back into it. I don't know if the opening scene with the spaceship crash and Donna kind of missing everything. I feel like that was played really well. I thought it was good, but I thought it was really, really fast. I was like, oh, we're going quick here. But I loved the scene in the taxi with Sean and the Doctor. I thought that was good.
The Neris callback. That should have been in our bingo card.
The Neris callback. That was so funny. That was so funny.
Neris should have been
I
in there,
enjoyed
man.
that.
Should have been in our bingo card. Oh, actually, here's a bit of a thing to end the episode, or maybe not to end it, but one more thing I want to mention. Do you remember
Yeah.
Rachel Talalay put that picture on her Instagram of the hole in the wall, being like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever shot," or one of the coolest things?
What was it?
Was she just talking out of her backside? Like, it was. I liked to see them going through the attic, but it wasn't exactly something mind blowing.
I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that it was David and Catherine and Sylvie and Sean and Beat the Meat. Maybe she enjoyed that fact, like it was the cast more so than the shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could not tell you. There wasn't like a big shot set piece in here where I was like, wow, that has to be the one she was talking about. I've got no idea. No idea.
Weird.
Maybe we should ask her.
Yeah, if we can get the Rachel on for an interview, she'll tell us all, you know?
I did try and get her for us.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I got my money back. She's on Cameo. And so ages ago, I said, hey, could you send us a video message wishing us luck for reviewing the 60th? But no doubt they said she's busy. So yeah. Anyway, thought I was going to tell you that.
Make sure you
but
get
I
your money
never
back
did.
for it, and then just give me the money.
I don't know.
Thanks.
I don't know. I don't know if I did.
Oh, well, hopefully you did. Blimey.
Oh,
Okay. Do you know what? I think we'll start to finish up there. Have you got any concluding questions from anyone? I'm only thinking, you know what, we were a bit early, but Mr. Crispy is getting up in 4 hours, 5 hours. I want him to get some sleep. I want him to rest.
Yeah.
I want him to relax. So, last call for live chat questions. And while that happens, Crispy, I'm going to see you next week. We're going to talk about Wild Blue Yonder, are we not?
I'm very excited.
How early are you going to get up for that? What is your plan there? Have you got a plan? Because it's 10 hours different, so we'll go out.
If Unleashed gives me a bit more time to chill, then I will.
It will come out at 4:30 a.m. your time. The episode.
Will it? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then I'll be watching it at 5:30 or probably 6. I don't know. I want to enjoy Doctor Who. You know?
Yeah. Well, if we do the live episode at 9, then that would mean you'd have to. If you were going, you'd have to start watching it at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. Is that doable?
Yeah. That's so good.
We'll keep this time and we'll do it next week. That's cool. Gives
We'll
people
do
time
that.
to watch Unleashed, watch the Invision commentary, whatever there is, and then we can do it. So same time next week.
Sounds
I
very
apologise
good.
in
I
advance
can't
for
believe
your
we get
sleep
more Doctor
schedule
Who.
because I could not do that. I could not do a 6 a.m. for a recording. I would be like, no. So I'm grateful to you.
We don't have to.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't if I was in your position. I'm happy with that. We're doing it. I'm saying that you're brave. I'm grateful to you, my friend.
I am brave. Maybe it'll just be for the 60th. I think I want to enjoy Shooty's era with my girlfriend.
I think when
so
Shooty
maybe
comes
it'll be
around, we need
slightly
to
later.
think about it more. I think maybe we'll do the episodes on Sunday nights or something, or we'll work it out.
Yeah, that might be nice. That might be nice.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Sunday daytime, Sunday night for you. We do it as if it's like the same time it would normally come out, but on the Sunday, and then it's like Sunday at like 10 p.m. for you, and we do it live.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, that.
Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking
stay
with
tuned,
gas.
folks. Well, for the time being, for 60th, the next two we'll do at 9 p.m. UK time and ride hot on the tail. See how they do. Go from there.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Christmas,
For the 60th,
we'll
it's a
see.
big old celebration. Why not?
Yeah. Let's see if we've got 1,800 subscribers. I don't think we have, and in which case, I'm be very upset. 1,789. We're 11 off.
Oh, guys.
Chris.
Subscribble,
Chris,
please.
he's going to go to bed and we aren't at the milestone, guys. That's not epic.
That's all right. I might wake up to it.
You better hand. Keep your fingers crossed. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this episode up here so Mr. Crispy can go to bed. And we finish with one last question. Draw with Cameron Smith wants to know what we think of Donna wrecking the TARDIS with coffee. Which is absolutely how the episode ends. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a really
Absolutely classic.
stupidly cheesy way to get them in Wild Blue Yonder further than they've ever been before. And I love it. I think it paid off perfectly.
no idea how they were going to tie it into Wild Blue Yonder, but as we all know, Donna spilling coffee on the TARDIS was not on my bingo card.
And yet we got it.
And yet we got it.
There you go. Right, as you can see, Mr. Crispy is actually lying in bed. I think he wants to go to sleep, so we're gonna let him go. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching episode 86 of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast where we reviewed The Star Beast. We will see you all same time next week. So for the people listening after the fact, 9 p.m. GMT on YouTube, we will do it live, and then 12 p.m. GMT the next day on Sunday, it will go out on audio platforms. So look forward to that for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be exciting. But until we see you again, it's goodbye from Crispy.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from me. Goodbye. Next time we speak, Crispy will be out of the UK. It's a sad time.
Oh,
Gonna
it's a
miss you,
sad,
buddy.
sad
Gonna miss you.
time.
But yes, we will talk all about his trip when episode 90 comes out on December 23rd. So get excited. I'm so excited for that to be like our last big episode of the year. It's gonna be
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be so
It's gonna be real good.
Right, folks. Until next time, Alon Z, baby!
Alan Z, baby, and let us know your thoughts on the Star Beast, but mainly Alan Z, baby.
I agree. Bye.
Bye.
Cool. Job done. Job done. Right, fella. You get some sleep. I can always say bye to the chat if you want to go and get some Zeds, because I think you need them, don't you?
I do. I'm fading.
Go.
But
Go,
good episode. I hope everyone had fun.
Did everyone have fun? Did you all have fun? I think they did.
Did everyone have fun?
Yeah.
Can
Is
I
your,
hang
is
up
your
on
girlfriend's
this?
name a record on the podcast? Because I've not been saying her name just for the sake. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. I was gonna say goodnight to his girlfriend, but I was like, I don't know if saying her name. I presume it's fine, but I'm always careful with privacy. I was gonna be like, oh, I hope she has a good night. But he may come back. He may come back. Let's see. Let's see. I can certainly end the recording. That much I can do. So there we go. It's the recording finished. Is he gonna come back? Is he gonna come back? Is he coming back? Oh yeah, I realised that it's just into the Troyverse. He said didn't mean to hang up, but it's all good. I'm just replying to him. Hang on, folks. There we go. Sorry. I hate silence on stream. I'm the same on my channel, so I apologise. There we go. Yeah, so he's not coming back, I don't think. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. That is the end of episode 86. I don't need to put Crispy's running late anymore, do I? There we go. But yeah, thank you all. That was a really, really fun episode with some good laughs, some good chatting with you guys, and I appreciate you all being here. If you haven't already, click subscribe on the podcast. Go do it right now. Go and click it. Okay? Go and do it. But personally, I'm fading off a bit myself anyway, so I need to get some sleep. But like I said, I've got 2 hours of Deal or No Deal to watch, so I'm obviously going to watch those first, but I can do that while the podcast's rendering anyway, because that'll take an hour or 2 to get all that done. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I have to say is thank you very much. This is the first of 3 big specials. We're going to have one hell of a time over the next few weeks. I hope you all stick around, enjoy it, have fun. Greatly appreciate you all being here. Much, much, much love. I will leave you all be. So, it's goodbye from Crispy. Goodbye from Down Under, mate. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. I'll see you all next week. Much love, everyone. Take care. Oh, and like I said, don't forget, I don't know when Crispy will send me the footage for the Marvels episode, but like I said, that will go up, the special episode, on Patreon first. It will go public when the Marvels hits Disney+. If you didn't hear my explanation earlier, it's at the front of the live stream. Go and listen to that, but it's like our way of giving a bit of compensation, considering patrons are a bit delayed on their content this month. So, any tier of the Patreon, if you want to hear our thoughts on the Marvels, I'm going to say it'll come out this week. It's not guaranteed, depends on when I get the footage, how quick I can turn it around, but look forward to that. So there's a little bonus to tide you over. I know it's not Doctor Who themed, but it's something. That's why I said it was a small bit of compensation in that post. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate you all. Love you lots. Much love. Stay safe. Peace and chicken grease. I'm never saying that again. See you all soon. Triggering the outro. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.